abusers, what's going on? So, I've been doing videos on Facebook. I've got a couple of them out, and I was thinking, like, my first two videos on here, I was like terrified because this is like a lot bigger of a network than just Facebook. Because most of everybody that's seeing my shit is just my friends. Like, I know that they're all on there, and whether their friends look at my videos later or not, like, I don't know that until I like look at the stats. But I'm not live with them, you know. And so I've kind of been thinking, like, fuck, my videos are like, I feel like they're not. I feel like it's coming from the heart, but it's not coming from my personality, my bubbliness, like me getting out there and being like, hey, what's up? So I am actually working on that right now, because like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I am still terrified because I know that there's so many people that could be watching or even like looking at this video later, and it's like, holy crap, like, I don't even know these people and they're looking at my video and shit. Like, so I apologize if I like stutter or like say like a lot or and that, and then if I say a lot of that shit like in the beginning, I'm sorry, but it's really coming from just who I am. It's not coming from no script, no thinking about it. It's coming straight from my heart. So I just had a video that I did, and I'm gonna sit where I can actually like see myself, because I don't know if you guys can see me or not, but I actually did a video just now on Facebook, and I just like, I didn't think about it. I just did it. I felt it. I felt how I wanted to express myself, and that's exactly what I did. I was goofing around. I was laughing. I was making jokes, because personally, that's who I am. I am this positive, outgoing, bubbly. I can be serious at times. I can listen when you need an ear. I can also pretty much disconnect my conscious thoughts and use just my subconscious to help people. So about a month and a half, 2 months ago, like I was saying, I stumbled upon my gifts, what most people call psychic abilities. So I kind of stumbled upon those, and you would be amazed at the transformation that my life has gone through. And I'm only going to tell you from experience, so I'm going to share my experience, strength, and hope with you. I'm not going to tell you what I learned from a book or what a teacher taught me to feel or do. I'm going to fucking, straight from the fucking gut feelings, I'm going to do me. I'm going to express my experiences to you in hopes that, you know, maybe it'll help somebody. So, like I said, I discovered my gifts. I discovered my psychic ability. And like I was expressing like how I did that. It was extremely simple, because I got to a point of where I was so frustrated that I didn't want to have to handle or deal with anything anymore. So I blew up. I snapped my top and blew up. And I was so tired of me doing that I just looked at myself and I pretty much was like, I'm done. I can't do this. I'm done blowing up. I'm done feeling like this. I want to be happy. Like, I want to physically and emotionally be happy. So I left my hometown and came back to where I've been living for the last 7.5 years, Mesa, Arizona. By the way, I'll try to get a video out with the sunrise or the sunset. Like, that's one of my biggest things. Is right now I'm sitting on a bridge, and it's over a man-made lake, but it's over something that I can enjoy looking at. And when I'm out here, what I do is I literally ground myself at any point in time. Like, I will put my feet in the grass, sit in the grass, put my feet in the grass, and I will do whatever makes me feel okay. Like, I will stick my feet in the dirty, stinky, fishy pond. Yes, I will. I run through the grass with my toes. I will feel the rocks. I'll smell the trees, the fishy pond. Like, I use all my senses at once, pretty much, when I'm needing to just be alone and be by myself. So I have a vision impairment. I'm not completely blind, but like, I'm very blurred vision. So I'm farsighted, which means I can't see far away. Or no, I'm nearsighted, which means I can't see far away, excuse me. So, like, I can see up close, but I can't see away far. But I enjoy the sunrise because it could be looking like a big fuzzy picture to me, but I'm not using only just that sense. Like, I'm using my hearing, my touch, my sight, or my senses, and then what I can see, I'm using my sight. I do wear glasses occasionally. I don't like wearing them because I feel like when I put those glasses on, somebody's trying to tell me that I have to correct that. There's something wrong with me. If I am comfortable the way I am without wearing glasses and seeing fuzzy vision, then that's what I'm going to do, because I'm not going to change myself for anybody else. I wouldn't expect somebody else to change for me. Why am I going to do it for them? So what I've learned is that how I actually was able to get in touch with my psychic abilities, the gifts that I was given, was actually by making the right choice, by feeling what I really wanted and knowing what was best for me. So I had to leave my best friend. I had to walk away because we were actually in a relationship. We've been in and out of a relationship for the last 9 years and 3 months. Okay, we have 2 kids together. We didn't start out as just boyfriend and girlfriend. We started out as being friends, right? So even though the relationship part of it didn't work, why am I gonna still be hateful and mean and cruel and just downright disgusting to that person when this all started out as a friendship? I didn't fuck my friendship over. I fucked my relationship up, but I didn't fuck my friendship over. And it was funny because I was talking to him tonight and he said something, and like, of course, like, because this is recent, like, I kind of went back into girlfriend mode and I was like, what the fuck you doing? Like, we just broke up type shit. And I stopped and realized, I was like, no. That's his opinion. Like, he has the right to have that opinion. Like, if that's what he wants to do, then he can do that. I don't have any right to tell him what he can and cannot do. So I told him, I was like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, you can't do that because I don't agree with it. Like, I said, I'm not going to lose my best friend because I want to be a stubborn, selfish jackass. Not happening. And again, I do apologize for my language. I am working on it. It's something I struggle with, so I am working on it. It's like a lot of things in my life I struggle with and I work on them. I go through experiences on how to fix that, like teaching myself, going through an experience and learning from that experience. So I'm doing everything by experiences. I'm doing everything by what I go through on a daily basis. So for me, it's like, why am I gonna hate myself? Why am I gonna hate myself? I shouldn't hate myself. There should be no reason I hate myself. So if I don't want to hate myself, then why am I going to hate the rest of the world? So if I hate the rest of the world, 10 to nothing, I'm going to start to hate myself. So why would I want to hate myself? I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. So my whole goal and outlook and take on this is that I'm going through the psychic ability change, whatever you want to call it. Like, things are like popping up out of nowhere and I'm just like, hey, like, blah 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 blah, no, and I'll do a lot of that too. Like, I don't speak English. I will speak like some weird ass language that nobody knows what it is. It's just me being me. I've been doing it for some time, but when you lose sight of you lose sight of the things that you love to do, that used to make you laugh, that used to make you smile, all this good shit. So me making those me voices and acting like a valley girl because, like, I can, like, that's just me. Like, that's just me being me, because that is who I am. I'm not gonna do what other people want me to do. Like, you don't like me, you don't have to watch my videos. You don't have to even, like, look at my video. But I'm posting them not just to share my experiences with people who may need help or just need some advice, and I may have that advice for them. Like, I'm not saying I do, but I may. You never know. The only regret you'll ever have is not doing something. For me, mine was not being an individual. Mine was always trying to mimic the next person. So I can do a lot of different voices. Like, I can sound like a dude, like it's
it's totally cool and everything. And it comes natural after a while, so I just kind of relax,
Like, I kid you not. Like, I have mimicked so many different things in my life, from laughters to looks to voices to the way I see life. I've adapted, I've changed, I've manipulated it. Okay? So like with that, like I'm sorry, I manipulated a lot of things in my life. Like I would take them and change them, and I would make people believe that that was who I was. And that's all manipulation is taking something, changing it, and then making sure that you start to believe that that's really what it is when it's not. So I have a hard time with society. I really do. And it's not like every individual person in society, it's just the label of society. Because in society, they have all these different labels. Like you got the wealthy, you got the poor, you got your middle class, you got this, you got that, you got the Hispanics, you got the blacks, you got the whites. I don't see people like that. I don't see life like that. I see it as we are all exactly the fucking same. The only difference that we have is our personality, our individuality, what makes us us. Yes, we all have blood, we all have veins, we all have bones, we all have appendages, we all have noses, eyes, ears, mouth, teeth. We all have all that stuff. Well, some of us might have teeth because, when you get older, they tend to fall out, and then when you're born, you just ain't got none. So some of us got teeth, but they're breathing, they got a heart, they got liver, they got lungs, they got all of the same things that you do and I do. So I'm thinking like, and it kind of started with animals, because animals, they can't talk. So I would come to the pond every day like I'm doing now, and as I'm looking, it's just dirty and there's trash, and these poor ducks are swimming in this, and then you see the turtles, and then you see the fish and the ducks and everything else. I think I already said ducks. But all of these animals are swimming in this, and you're thinking, God, like, that's coming from us. That's coming from things that I throw on the ground. Why do I want these poor animals? That's where it started. So I stopped throwing my shit on the ground. Like, I started just picking bigger pieces of trash up when I got the chance. Like, so I... Oh, shit. Sorry, my phone's... So, like, by doing that, it kind of taught me, like, if I wouldn't be willing to live like that, or let my children live like that, why would I want these poor animals who don't have a say in this to live like that, right? And then it got a little deeper. Well, why am I going to act in a way that I don't want my children to act? Because that's what they're going to do. They're going to mimic what I'm doing. It's like when people are like, I don't want my kids to ever turn out like me. Guess what? They are, because you're still doing that same action. For me, it was like, fuck, I don't want my kids to go through the shit that I went through. Why am I going to put them through that? Why am I putting myself through this? Why would I want myself to go through this if I don't want my children to go through this and turn out just like me? Because inevitably, they're gonna either follow. If I change, they're gonna follow that. If I don't change, they're gonna follow that. What would I rather have? Would I rather them see their mom changing her life around, trying to get herself back together, than going down a path that leads to either death, jails, or institutions? Why would I want that? Like, I don't want my kids to go through that. Why would I put myself through that if I don't want my kids to go through that? Because guess what? My kids are going to follow my example. I'm their example. I am their experience of learning. That's how they learn, is by watching other people, learning what their parents are doing. Like, they watch things, they see what we're doing. And it's crazy because a lot of us don't think that way. So then I started thinking, well, fuck. If somebody's in a bad mood and they pop their mouth off to me, I shouldn't have to be treated like that. That's not, why are they taking it out on me? Why am I being treated like that? And then you start to think, well, what am I doing to attract that? What am I doing to attract that to me? What am I doing that I'm constantly around that? Then I start to look at myself and I'm like, well, fuck. If I don't like being treated like that, then I have no right to treat people like that at all. Like, whatsoever do I have any right to treat anybody the way I don't want to be treated. So in the program, what they tell you is it's a selfish program. Why? Because you think about yourself first. You would think, if they're treating me like that, why am I going or if I don't want to be treated like that, then why am I going to treat them like that? Why am I going to treat other human beings, breathing, living creatures, the way I wouldn't want to be treated or exposed or whatever. I wouldn't. So I started looking at myself and I started thinking, well, what is causing me to act like that? What is causing me to attract this? Like, what is it? So I started looking inward and I slowly started clearing out all those negative energies and those negative memories and those negative things. And I started forgiving people. And then I started to be like, hey, I feel so much better. Hey, like, look, you can forgive yourself for that. Like, it's okay. Like, it's in the past. There's nothing you can do. You can forgive yourself for that. So what I did was I started forgiving people before I give myself. But I also had to be selfish and be like, well, if I don't want them to treat me like that, then why am I treating them like that? So it's selfish and selfless. So first it starts off selfish, then it goes back to selfless, and it's kind of like that. Because then, as I'm seeing that, look, I'm able to forgive people for the things that they've hurt me over. All right? Now it's my turn to forgive myself. Because look how much happier they are. They're more at peace. I'm more at peace. Okay, so let's get rid of the things that I've done. So I start weeding that out. Simple. And after I do all that, it literally changes the positivity in my life. It changes that energy in my life to positive. All we are made up of is energy. Energy, and then what we're made up of physically. So you look at it like that. You look at it like, why would I want somebody to treat me like that? I don't want to be treated like that. Like, why are they treating me like that? Look at you. If you don't want to be treated a certain way, don't treat somebody else a certain way. There's a reason they're treating you a certain way, because you're doing it to them, or you've done it to somebody else. It's just, you got to look at yourself. So be selfish. Look at yourself. Be selfless. Share your experiences with others. Let them know that, like, you've been through things. Because you know what? I'm not going to lie. Before I had all this happen, before my psychic abilities kicked in, I wanted to die. I wanted to literally take myself off the face of the planet because I was negatively thinking that same way. Well, everybody else is so miserable when I'm around. Like, why am I going to be around? Like, I'll just take myself off the earth. I can't take everybody else off, but I can take myself. So that started playing through my head. And that was one of the most dangerous playgrounds I've ever played on in my entire life. Was because that fight of, I'm done, it's over, I'm going out. It was there. It was the night of my first psychic ability. I was thinking about, my family's happy, everybody's good. I'm so miserable, I can't ever be happy. And I tell my parents, I've tried everything I cannot be happy. There's no fucking way in the world that I'm ever gonna be happy. But then I started to look at, like, oh, well, look, they're happy. Like, they're not, they're not miserable anymore like I am. So I'm just gonna take myself out. So one night I'm walking, and I have the little green guy. He's like, hey, it's time to walk. And I'm like, all right. And I just stop in the middle of the road, like freaking ding dong. And I'm staring at my phone. I'm staring at the little green guy. Staring at my phone. I'm staring at the little green guy. All of a sudden, I hear something tell me, you need to move. You need to step forward. Step forward. Move forward. Move forward. And I'm like, the fuck? And then I start to get this feeling of, move forward. Move forward. So as I take a step forward, it's like, stop. Like, I just stopped. And again, I'm standing in the middle of the road, and all of a sudden I physically feel the vibrations rumbling the ground. I can smell, like, the gasoline from the gas station and the other car's exhaust. I can smell all that. I can smell the trees and everything. I can hear through my loud-ass headphones, I can hear the rumbling of a motorcycle. The only thing I haven't done yet is turned around to see that there's a fucking motorcycle headed straight for me going 80 miles an hour. That's the only thing that I hadn't seen. And as I turned around, I look and I said, I'm dead. I'm gone. I don't have enough time to move out of the way. Like, I'm so done. And I couldn't move. Like, I tried to move and I could not move. And so I just stopped. And I looked back this way and he right past me. I felt the hair on my neck stand up. I felt the freaking afterwind of the bike. I heard how loud it was. I felt the vibrations of the engine. Like, all of my senses kicked in. And then I started thinking, holy crap, like, I almost died. Like, I'm going into a panic attack. Like, the feeling I had was, it wasn't fear. It was just more of like, I didn't die. Holy shit. Like, I'm scared as fuck. I didn't die. Like, I didn't die. And because all of my physical senses kicked in, that emotional sense kicked in. So, like, that was how my journey pretty much began. Because before that, it was kicking in, but I was kind of ignoring it. What made it a reality for me was that my life was inches from death. And I realized I don't want to die. I don't want to be miserable anymore. I don't want to have to worry about my parents seeing me smushed on the side of the road into billions of little pieces on the 6 o'clock a.m. news. I don't want them to get that call that your daughter just died. She got hit by a motorcycle who ran through a red light. I don't want my parents to have to get that call. I don't want my kids to get that call. I don't want my best friend in the entire fucking world to get that call. And I'm going to be honest with you, I did something that was probably not okay. Actually, it wasn't probably not okay. It was not okay. So a couple days after that, of course, like I said, me and my best friend been kind of like we were fighting. And we weren't talking, and it was killing me inside. And I wanted him to feel how I felt. Like how could you just take all the me. It was me. But it was just me going through the conscious part of my brain. It was just me going through those memories, the bad ones, and just repeating them, thinking, what did I do? What did I do? Well, so I got a different number on my phone, set up the number, and I texted him, and I was like, hey, did you hear about your ex-girlfriend? I was like, she got hit by a motorcycle. Well, he texted back, and he was like, who is this? And I played it. I manipulated it to where I didn't have to tell him exactly who I was. So he calls, and I answered it. Well, I started to relax my body so I could sound like a guy, I was like, hey, dude, my girlfriend is like telling me that your girl got hit by a fucking motorcycle going 80 miles down the road. And then, like, all of a sudden I stopped and just took the phone away from my ear, and I started breathing really quiet because I didn't want him to hear me. I didn't want him to hear me breathing. And I had to wait for him to hang up. That instant was kind of like, what are you doing? You're such a jerk. But then all of a sudden it snapped back in, right? So my conscience is going, and I'm thinking, haha, he, like, you, me. And all of a sudden my subconscious kicked in, and it was like, you need to call him. Like, something told me, you need to fucking call him and tell him you're not fucking dead. So I did. I called him. Well, I texted him first, and then I was like, no, I called him first. I called him first. Because I was texting him off the other number. I called him first, right? And I was like, hey. And he's like yelling at me, who is this? And I'm like, really? You don't know who this is? Because I was still manipulating my voice. So he didn't know exactly who it was. And I was like, dude, it's Lillian. And as soon as, like, my voice came back, and I said my name, I just felt every little part of what he was feeling. Like, holy shit, she's not dead. She's on the phone with me right now. Like, what the fuck is going on? But holy shit, like I'm feeling so many, like, I felt everything. In that moment, I felt everything. And of course, I shut it off real quick because I was afraid. I was scared. I was so mad at myself for doing what I had done. And all of a sudden, like, I snapped it off. And then I realized, like, why am I gonna do that? Why am I gonna turn that off? Like, you just got what you deserve. Like, what you just did was not okay. Like, you need to deal with this. Like, you can't just stuff the feelings anymore. Like, you got rid of the first ones. You can't stuff it anymore. So I did. I snapped my self-conscious back. So I was consciously thinking and trying to, like, get my conscious back because I had already gone through that once. And it state. It was a memory that I had already released all those. So that was when I learned that I could shut it off and on. So like when I'm having a bad day and I don't want people to feel my energy, I can shut it off. I can shut it off and be okay. I can be somewhat okay. And it's not shutting everything off. It's just shutting where I'm feeling other people. Like, so I can put a shield up to not feel other people. But like if I need to talk to somebody, of course I'm gonna let them feel my energy, and I'm gonna like let them know that I need to talk, like something serious, you know. So like that was how I realized that I had psychic abilities, and I had gifts that were beyond beautiful and amazing, and the most extravagant things that we could ever have. And each and every one of us have them. We just have to figure out how to get to them, you know. Mine took some really long life hard lessons, but I made it. I made it through everything that I've been through, and I've learned, and I've gained experience and strength from that, because I don't want to go back to that. So it's you know, it's really not hard, I guess. It's actually really simple, but it's an amazing feeling. So like I have been doing readings. I do them over Messenger. This way I can actually connect to my higher self for guidance. And what I do is I will meditate. I will go into a meditative state where I'm conscious but subconscious, and I will let my guides guide me in how to answer the questions that people are asking. Before the lady and this is the other thing, before I even ask them what their question is so they're like on Facebook, so they have the picture, so when they message me I can see their picture, and I kind of just simply pull the vibes from that picture, right? And I know that sounds weird, but all I'm doing is I'm centering myself enough to kind of go to where they're at and feel how they're feeling. And a lot of times that's when my initial, okay, so my name's Lillian. I'll explain how I process everything, and then I'll tell them. So before I started writing, I got a sense of there's financial or something in your love life, or you're worried about certain things. Like I will actually be able to honestly feel that. Sorry, the sprinklers just scared the crap out of me. Okay, so I'm kind of a sissy. I just got scared by the sprinklers. I wasn't expecting it. But that's just it. Like, I connect with these people on a whole nother level, and not invasive. They're coming to me. I am going to do whatever I can to make sure that they get a comforting answer or something that they need to know. I want to make sure that they get their honest answer. And I don't want to do it for money. I want it to help people, because, you know, I don't expect anybody to help me, but, you know, sometimes it would be nice to have the help. It would be nice if somebody was willing to help. So again, like, how would I want somebody to treat me? That's how I want to treat people. And so I want to be able to help people. I don't know if any of my videos will ever reach to where people actually watch them, because I've done like 3 or 4. But if somebody does happen to watch one of these videos, I want them to see that I'm going from my experiences and the strengths that I've gained from them, and just kind of knowing that, like, if I can make it through this, I can make it through that. Like, if I can do this, I can do that. Well, if I don't want to be treated this way, then why am I going to treat this person that way, you know? Like, I start to think about all that. And that's how I got to where I am. And I've had a couple of people who have the same gift, psychic ability. Like, have you taken development classes? And they said no, because I don't want to learn from a textbook or from somebody else telling me that that's how they learned and this is how, like, that's how it works. No. I want to be able to experience different ways to do it, so I know exactly what fits for me. Because I'm the one with the personality. I'm the one that's got to live with me. Nobody else has to live with me. They put up with me. They don't have to be around me. They can tolerate me. They don't have to like me. I don't want to be like that. I want to be that person that everybody's like, there's the crazy lady. Oh my God. The lady that keeps choking on the candy because she won't just chew it. I want to be that lady. I want to be that person that I don't let my ego take over my abilities. I don't even have an ego. Yes, I have pride. I have pride in my work. I have pride in my accomplishments. But I don't want to boost and bubble and party about it. I'm proud of myself. I'm capable of being proud of myself. And not wanting any recognition for it. So, I do smoke cigarettes. I do apologize. But this is another thing. I don't want to smoke for the rest of my life either. I have kids. I have kids that I'm trying to get back. I want to be able to run around with my kids and play with them and have fun with them. I don't want to have to fucking be hooked up to an oxygen machine. But I'm not going to force myself to quit. I'm going to quit when I'm ready. And yeah, it may take a little bit of time. But within the last month and a half, I've gone from almost 2 to 3 packs of cigarettes a day to 1 pack every 4 days. Do you see how much I've cut down? I do it. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for that because I have never been able to stop smoking. Like, it's always gotten worse. Progressively, as the years have gone on, it's gotten worse. So I am super proud of myself that I'm able to have a pack of cigarettes for almost a week. But that's not because I want you guys to be like, oh my God, she's superwoman. I just want to show you that, like, sometimes things take time. Patience. I know a lot of my family has to have a lot of patience with me because I'm a crazy freaking person that has the spirit of a horse and of an eagle and of every animal that runs wild on this planet. Not the ones that are caged up in a freaking zoo. And you know, that's funny because that's kind of how I feel. I feel like I'm caged up in a zoo. And I have to act a certain way and I have to be a certain way. No. Because guess what? We have wildlife. I have taken pictures where I'm at now with an eagle in the tree. I've seen foxes in Mesa, Arizona. There was a fox running through Mesa, yes. I get to see wildlife in its natural habitat and how they act. Okay, well, my natural habitat is to be who I am. Whether people like it or not, that is not my problem. What you think of me is not my problem because I'm not the one thinking that you are, type thing. And I'm not trying to like be like, oh, you think I'm blah blah blah. No, I'm just saying like that's how it is. Why am I gonna care what everybody else thinks of me if I don't feel that way about myself? I'm not gonna modify my feelings for anybody else. I'm not gonna modify my beliefs for anybody else. I'm gonna believe what I believe. I'm gonna trust in what I trust in, and I'm gonna have faith in what I have faith in, and I'm gonna be who I am because that is the only way to live. That's the only way for me to be positive, happy, outgoing, bubbly, crazy, serious, loving, caring, compassionate. And through all of being just me, I've learned to love myself for who I am. If I could put a smile on somebody's face, that makes my entire heart just fill up with joy. And I will fucking cry. I do. I cry sometimes. Like, just randomly cry. But it's okay to cry. I don't have to hold that in. I don't have to be a little sissy lala and stuff it. I think people are sissy lalas when they don't want to face their emotions. That's my opinion, though. And I'm very opinionated, like I said in the very first video. Oh, my goodness. You want to talk about opinions? Come talk to me. We'll have some opinionated, heated talks, whatever you want to call it. I am very opinionated. If I don't believe in something that you believe in, like, I will make a point to be like, I don't believe in that. But you have the right to believe what you believe, and I have the right to believe what I believe. So what we'll do is we'll agree to disagree on that. We will agree to disagree. Because in the end, I'm not going to lose respect for somebody because of their opinion. I'm not going to put their respect on the bottom of my shoe and step on it because they have an opinion. I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me. Why am I going to do it to somebody else? Like in my videos on Facebook, I talk a lot about how I have authority. I have just as much authority as the President of the United States. The only difference is I don't have an ego when I use my authority. I don't have power trips when I use my authority. I don't try to compete with anybody because I have authority. It's like Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were created by God, put on the earth to repopulate, to set in motion what we are in now. My thing is, in the Bible, in science, it says Adam was made first. Eve came next. Eve was not made from Adam's foot. Eve was not made from Adam's calf. Eve was not made from Adam's shoulders or his spine. Eve was not made from Adam's head. She was made from his ribs, which is directly in the middle of the body. If you cut that in half, you have two equals. You have equals. So every human being on the face of the planet is actually supposed to be equal to one another, not power tripping, egotistical, I run the country, me, you listen to me. No, that's not how it's supposed to be, and I'm sorry. But that is my opinion, and I believe highly in that because it makes sense to me. It makes sense that if Adam and Eve were equals, then why shouldn't we be equals? We're descendants of Adam and Eve. Hi, we're all human. So it's like, why am I going to listen to society and manipulate my beliefs for somebody else? If I don't believe it, I'm not going to believe it. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to change for somebody else. And so I'm sitting here thinking, like, over the course of however long the earth has been rotating and going through stages and whatever, how much of that history that's come from then till now has been tweaked with, manipulated, changed, right? So it's been manipulated and twisted and changed and tweaked throughout the years. Why am I, if I'm supposed to be equal with somebody, why am I going to manipulate them into thinking that I'm just a little bit better than they are? Like, I could tell you that I know exactly what year the earth is going to end. And you're going to look at me and be like, bullshit, no you don't. But because somebody has a label of, they wrote a textbook and saying, oh, it's going to end on this day, it's like 12-12-12. Everybody fucking panicked. Somebody tweaked the Mayan calendar because they wanted recognition. It was a power trip, an egotistical power trip. So what they did was they tweaked it a little bit and was like, oh, the world's going to end on 12-12-12. No, it ended a cycle. It started a new one. That's all it did. Didn't mean the world was going to come to an end and we're all going to die. That's not what that meant. But you're willing to believe somebody that told you what is in a book is right when we don't even know when history began. We don't even know when the world began. For me, I believe the world is one-sided. It's you do it this way and that's how it's done. Okay, my world is two-sided. So I will obey the laws and regulations and shit like that. I'll obey those. I just won't do anything to get myself into trouble, you know? But when you tell me that I have to believe a certain way and I have to learn a certain way, fuck you. Bye with that shit. Like, you have no idea what you think you are doing when you tell me that I cannot have my own beliefs. That's how I feel. On some real plain level, that is how I feel. I don't want to change my beliefs or my feelings or my thoughts for anybody else. Because that is my God-given right to feel the way I feel or believe the way I believe or think and trust and have faith in what I have faith in, you know? That's me. I have that right. I have freedom of speech. I have freedom of religion. That is mine. So, in all, we're here to learn how to love ourselves so we can love another. That is all we're here for. And it's not hard. It's a very simple thing. I don't know if anybody's heard I don't know what they're called, acronym for keep it simple, stupid. It's KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. A lot of people change that last one. They'll keep it simple, sweetheart. Keep it simple, Superman. Keep it simple, Super Dave. I don't know if any of you have ever watched Super Dave and Fuji on YouTube, but my two boys are Super Dave and Fuji. My baby is Super Dave, and my oldest is Fuji. And then we got Papoose. She looked like a cute little Native American baby. Like, she looked beautiful. She was so cute, but her features and everything, she looked like she was Native American. So, like the Papoose, what they put the baby in, that's what we called her. But, you know, it was like those, like, I don't know, it's weird because if I was unable to love myself, then how was I able to love my children in a way that they needed to be loved? I wasn't. Or my family or my friends, my best friend. Like, the person that I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with. I thought I was going to marry this man. And, you know, at least I get him as my best friend. And I am grateful for that. I'm grateful to have somebody as my best friend. Whether we ever try to work it out again or not. And I can tell you, I don't think it's going to happen. But as long as I have him in my life as my best friend, as we started out, I have no resentments. I have no anger. I am grateful. I am blessed. Because we're not promised tomorrow. So why am I going to take for granted something that I could lose tomorrow? That's all this is. And when you learn to love yourself, you learn to actually gain your powers, your psychic abilities, because you're just connecting with who you truly are. And we all come from the same place, so I take it that we all have them. But that's personally on my level, that's how I feel and that's how I think. You don't have to believe in that. And that's just my opinion. But, I hope that my videos get out there, because I hope that what I talk about can actually help somebody else that maybe feels a little bit the same way I do. Or they want to have a discussion about the differences because they're confused and they don't know what to do and they don't know what to believe. Like, I want my videos to become a tool for us to learn from each other, experience things. That's all I really want. I just want for everybody to be actually in a genuine state of happiness and peace. I'm so tired of seeing the world so angry and negative and in war, and it destroys my heart, because we're supposed to love one another as we love ourselves. And if we're not loving ourselves, we're definitely not loving everybody else. So I'm gonna keep it on real front. It's like 2:00 in the morning in Arizona, and I am exhausted. So I will be on. You know what? I'm not gonna tell you exactly what I'm gonna be on, because I don't know. What I do is I just feel it, and I'm like, let's jump on and start talking and dancing and making a fool of ourselves, because we can. But anyways, if nobody has told you today that they love you, I do. Because you know what? I would rather love the world than hate the world, because I'd rather love myself than hate myself. One more thing. So, like, with that motorcycle incident, when I told my ex that I died, and I had to actually face that. I had to actually face knowing that he would probably never talk to me again. And we're talking, which is fucking awesome, because he's like my road dog, my best bud. Like, I can tell him anything and I know it won't go anywhere, and I know he's always got some advice to help me with. Like, he's my best friend. So why am I going to continue to do things like that to people? Why am I going to continue to manipulate things? Because guess what? The next time I could really get hit by a car and be in the hospital and dying. And guess what? He's probably not going to believe me. He's most likely not going to believe me. So why am I going to cry wolf and lie to somebody and tweak something if I wouldn't want them to do that to me? So going to that, why my beliefs are the way they are about the school systems and the books and how I think the books and the school systems and the government and all the rules that they fucking have set up, I think it's bullshit. I think we should be completely free because right now I feel like I'm enslaved in government and being ruled over by a president that I have just as much authority of. Why am I gonna do that? But if I were to tell you the world was gonna end tomorrow and somebody else told you it was gonna end in 2 weeks from now, that had wrote a book or that was famous, that had status in the world and society, guess who you're gonna believe? You're gonna believe them. But think about it. We don't even know when history started. We don't know when the world actually started. So you think about that, knowing that now we have all this history and these textbooks and all this shit. I'm not saying it's all not true, but it's been tweaked. It's been fabricated. It's been manipulated. So think about that. If you don't want to be lied, if you don't want to lie to somebody and you want to know the truth, then why are you going to listen to a government that has lied, that has tweaked history? Because I guarantee you, we do not have an exact date of when the world started and Adam and Eve were actually put here. We know that they were created on the 3rd day or 4th day of the 7th day. There's no year, there's no nothing. Years, so the years, the time, the date, and the months, those are all man-made, okay? They didn't have that back then. Obviously, because if they did, we would actually know real history and our world would not be as fucked up as it is. So why are you going to listen to somebody that's lying to you? Why would you believe this person over somebody else? Somebody that doesn't have status in the world. That's just a simple, plain person just trying to get her opinion across. And not even get it across, just get it out there. Just get it out in the world. Why are you going to believe somebody that has it written in a book when there's no real date of when the world even started? So why are you going to believe that person over this person? Personally, I've been lied to my whole life. I have. I personally think we all have. But that's not room. I don't have room to say for anybody else but me. I have to let everybody else have their own opinion. I have to let everybody else be their own person. So, I'd rather be my own person and not have people watch my YouTube videos. But I'm still going to do them. But anyways, I gotta go because it's windy and it's cold. And I'm tired. Just know that I do love each and every one of you. Because I'm not going to hate myself. I'm not going to hate anybody else. Sorry, I just choked on candy. I have that problem lately. So, I love you. I'm sending good vibes to each human in the world. That they'll learn to find themselves. That they'll learn to be able to love themselves. I'm sending good vibes out to all of you because that's what I do. So, peace out.